Explanation of symbols on worksheets are as follows. Use coloring crayons to color the picture. Use your finger to follow the track or line or show the correct picture. Use a coloring crayon to draw a line or write a number or sound. Look at the picture and say the number or sound out loud. Use a scissors to cut on the dotted line. Look at the picture. Use these symbols for the lesson of the day, which will be allocated at the top right side of each page. For example, Lesson 1, Prepositions and Directions.
Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Netai, and our theme is Namibia. Now let's sanitize our hands before we begin. Rub, rub, rub your hands back, inside and forth. Now your hands and mine are clean. We have sanitized. Rub, rub, rub your hands back, inside and forth. Now your hands and mine are clean. We have sanitized. Now, boys and girls, you need to remember to maintain your social distance at all times. Our lesson today is Lesson 5. It is about direction and handwriting. Let's turn to page 20 of our booklet. Now the instruction on page 20 says, draw arrows to show which way the animals are looking, and then color in the pictures. Now let's go to the board. Let's look at the board. We would like to learn the correct directions as the arrows on the board are demonstrating to us. The first arrow is pointing to the left, and that is your left hand side. The second arrow is pointing to the right, and that is your right hand side. Your left and your right. The first arrow pointing to the left and the second arrow is pointing to the right. Let's look at the arrows at the bottom of the board. The first arrow is pointing up and the second arrow is pointing down. So we have up and down. And we go back to the first one, we have left and right. Remember which way the arrows are facing. Now let's get back to our booklet on page 20. Now we need to draw the arrows to show which way the animals are facing. The first animal is a hippo. Now, I would like you to complete the little line at the bottom by putting in the arrow showing which way the hippo is facing. Let's look at the next animal, the lion. In which direction is the lion facing or looking? Now, draw the arrow to show where the lion is facing. Let's move over to the second row. In the second row, there is a snake and a lamb. Now draw the arrows to show in which direction the snake is facing and the lamb is facing. Let's look at the bottom of the same page, page 20. Look at the two animals. In which directions are they facing? Now complete the little lines on that page to show the direction in which the two animals are facing. Once you have finished that, I would like you to color in all the pictures as the instruction has been given at the top page of page 20. Once you have done that, let's move over to page 21. On page 21, the instruction reads, color the animals looking to the right. Remember which one is your right hand side. We have 3 hands lined up in the first row. Which hand is facing the right hand side? Please color it in as you are instructed to do. Let's look at the next row of animals. We can see there are 3 cows facing different directions. Which cow is facing the right hand side? Color the one facing the right. Let's look at the next pictures. The next pictures in the 3rd row are the lambs. Now, I would like you to find out which animals are facing to the right. Look at the first one, the second one, and the third one. Remember, your left hand side and your right hand side will show you the correct directions. Let's look at the last part of page 21, right at the bottom. There are 3 donkeys lined up in that row. Which one of the 3 donkeys is facing the right hand side? Now look closely and find the donkeys facing to the right. Once you have finished that activity, I would like us to turn over to page 22. On page 22, the instruction reads, complete without lifting your hand. We have the Namibian flags lined up, so we always start from the top going down. Put your pencil on the dot right at the top of the page and let's trace the dots to connect the dots to the bottom dots. Let's do the same thing with the second flag. We start right from the top dot and trace as neatly as possible as we get to the end of the second dot without lifting your hand. Now continue to finish drawing the lines from the top to the bottom, joining the dots. Let's look at the second row. Now we need to trace the handwriting pattern. There is a little boy who wants to get his kite. Now he needs to find the right path to get to the kite. Now let's trace starting from the dot on the left hand side where the little boy is standing. Put your pencil where the arrow is and let's follow the direction as we go up, round, back and forth. We go up, round, down and back, up, down, round and back until we get to where the kite is. Now connect those dots neatly as much as you can with your pencil or your color pencil. Let's look at the last part of page 22. We have 2 pictures that need to be connected. And where do we start? When we do write our work, all the time we start from the left and we go to the right. Now we need to show the direction of how this boat is going to sail until it reaches the palm tree. Right, let's put our pencil on the first dot and follow the direction of the dotted line. Let's trace as neatly as possible. And the pattern goes like, let's go curly, up, down, curvy, up, down, curly, up and down until we get to the palm tree. This is the end of lesson 5. Well done. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson. Now let's sanitize our hands. Rub, rub, rub your hands back, inside and forth. Now your hands and mine are clean. We have sanitized. Rub, rub, rub your hands back, inside and forth. Now your hands and mine are clean. We have sanitized. Now, boys and girls, you need to remember to maintain your social distance at all times. And now it is time for me to invite Zoe to say goodbye. Goodbye, Zoe.